Say when I'm looking at origin feats, I say Tavern Brawler. I barely know her. Tavern Brawler, I think, is a little different, I want to say.
Oh, Tavern Brawler's nice now.
When you hit with your unarmed strike and deal damage, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of normal damage of an unarmed strike. You also get damage rerolls. Whenever you roll a damage die for your unarmed strike, you can reroll the die if it rolls a 1, and you must use that new roll. Also get improvised weaponry, efficiency with improvised weapons. So if you like to pick up a chair and, oh my god, it's Jake with the steel chair, whatever you want to do. Yeah. And then push. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action, you can deal damage to the target and also push it 5 feet away from you. You could only do that once per turn. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, this
and I
must
think
have
it's
for
very
monks.
different. Oh my goodness, absolutely.
Reroll your unarmed strike damage, and when you hit someone with an unarmed strike, you can push them. Yep.
Yeah, I know that Echo loves to push things.
As an open hand monk, that was a special thing he could do with his flurry of blows.
Yes, that's what it was, with flurry of blows. So now it's just you could just do your regular attack, push him 5 feet.
Yep.
And 5 feet's not as far as you can with flurry of blows, at least in 2014. But there's no save. It just happens. So
manipulating the battlefield is so many people that love to go into comment sections and just throw a whole bunch of math at you. It's yeah, and I know the obvious one's well, I could push someone off a cliff. Yeah, sure. You could push them back into spike growth, a wall of fire. You could push them away from an ally that needs to run, and they really like to not sacrifice their action because they're not a rogue or a monk. There's so much power baked into just even that 5-foot push.
You could push them away from yourself. If you're, you can hit this thing, but it also has, or maybe you have heroic inspiration. You have a pretty good, to hit. Maybe it's a freaking dragon, and you're in melee with said dragon. Well, their reach probably would come into play. But let's forget about that for a second. You push him out of the way, you can't win the fight, and then you just run away.
Yeah.